Sorry.
What was most impressive about that for you today?
I felt like the all-round team performance. Thought we played a really selfless brand of footy. The way the ball was shared around, particularly in the forward line, to create scoring opportunities. And we worked together well on team defence. We kept St Kilda to a low score. There was a lot to like about it, but the best part about it is we honoured one of our favourite sons who played his 200th game today in the right manner. Ryan Lester, amazing club man, been such a help to me since I arrived at the club, sort of driving the culture that we've wanted to have. And that performance today was as much about how much respect our players have for him and what he's done. They all know. So it's very good that we're able to play in that way.
How much did that play a role in your build-up and your messaging to the players before that?
Yeah, a lot. We obviously have the video of his highlights before the game. Yesterday there were a lot of messages from past and current teammates that we had in our team meeting. It was the first thing I talked about after we beat the Gold Coast last week. It's Ryan Lester's 200th game next week. We've got to make sure we do the right thing by him. It's quite an amazing story because Harris Andrews played his 200th game a few weeks back. He's been playing for 10 years. Ryan Lester played his 200th game today. He's been playing for about 15 years. So it's a great story of persistence and resilience and having a growth mindset. He's actually playing his best footy now as a 30-plus-year-old. And he's such a great example to his younger teammates of never giving in and trying to improve and in the end saluting. So it's good.
How does it feel to be a chance to finish top at this stage, given the way you started the season, to be able to put this many wins together?
Yeah. If you had said to me when we were 2-5 that with 3 weeks to go we're in the hunt to finish in the top two, I probably would have laughed at that suggestion. We're in a spot of bother on the ladder. We weren't internally though. We knew that we were actually going a bit better than what the win-loss suggested. And to the credit of the group and everybody around the footy club, we just stayed tuned into what we needed to do, and things have turned around. It's been very much a week by week sort of effort. We haven't talked about finals or anything, and I'm still not really talking about finals. We just try to win each game that we get to, and hopefully in a few weeks' time, when the home and aways finish, we're in a good spot.
Does it say a bit though that you've been able to, I suppose, keep the wins coming when it's the sort of season where it seems very hard for a lot of teams to put those sequences together, and at the moment it's you could have been fifth or sixth tonight if you didn't win today.
Yeah, well, it's that sort of ladder, isn't it? You can tumble. Yeah, I've never watched results so closely as I have done the last couple of weeks, sort of knowing that. What was your question again?
Just about I suppose what it says about the group that you've been able to keep stacking up the wins when it's been so hard to beat.
Yeah. No, look, very proud of them. They're a good group of men, and they stayed strong when things were a little bit tough early in the season. So, and they're a happy group, and I think you can see that in the way that they play their footy. There's a lot of joy in what they do, and that's because they play with and for each other, and that's how we've sort of got ourselves out of the bit of a mess that we're in at the start of the year. So credit to them, and still a long way to go, but hopefully all coming through that challenge will make us stronger.
Your stoppage work today, I think at one point you were 10-1 centre clearances. Where did you see sort of today's performance, particularly around stoppage, sort of compared to other ones that you've had throughout the year?
Yeah, well, we've been pretty good for the last 9-10 weeks with that side of things, and we've got a lot of talented players in there. We sort of recognised coming into the game that was possibly one area that we could get a bit of an advantage on St Kilda, so we went to work on that. And the result was positive. We won territory, won the inside 50 battle. For them to score, they always had to come from a long way back on the ground. So that was part of our plan, and the boys executed it really well.
Do you feel like you're building momentum at the right time? Can you feel that sort of building in the background?
Oh, I don't know.
Matter, can that snap so quick?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm too scared to feel it, to be honest. It's funny the way the competition's been this year. Things can change really quickly, so we just keep our heads down and keep working hard. We've got a big game against the Giants next week, so they gave us a beating in Canberra in round 7. So we play them at home, and it's going to be a big game. It'll decide a lot of about where we and they might finish on the ladder. So it's going to be a high stakes game that we're all looking forward to. But we're getting some momentum, I guess, and getting some confidence from it. But just got to stay grounded.
Just one on Cam Rayner, obviously, it can have such a big impact and sort of make every possession matter. Like, when you're dealing with them, like, what are the key things you're looking for him to do each week that are going to engender that performance?
Yeah, just work hard, defend well, play to your strengths, use the strength and the power that you've got to break through tackles, get to work around stoppages, hit the scoreboard, and create opportunities for your teammates. And that's what he's been doing really well for most of this season. But I'll be fair to say that his last 3 weeks have probably been the highest level that he's played at consistently from the day that he started. Which I'm so pleased for him, because he's a very popular team member. He brings a lot of spirit as well that probably you guys don't get to see, but we get to see it every day. And he's always been that sort of guy. And he's had a few challenges in his career. Being the number 1 pick's a bit of a cross to bear sometimes, and he's had a knee reconstruction in his 7 years that he's played as well. So we're now starting to see the best of Cam Rayner, and hopefully everybody in the AFL gets to enjoy that.
Can you maintain that throughout the rest of the year? You talk about these last 3 weeks. Can you maintain it or even go to another level?
Yeah, look, I think he's been pretty good for most of the year. He's had his odd, quiet game. I don't know whether he'll always try to keep improving, but if he can just stay at that level, I think we'll all be pretty happy.
Charlie Cameron, just tactical today?
Yeah, he's had a big year. Gets a lot of attention. He just came off because we had Bruce sitting there and he needed a run, and he had a bit of an impact when he came on, and Charlie had done his work. I thought his pressure was great today, Charlie, and finished off a few goals as well. So, no, that was just purely giving a 30-year-old a bit of a rest.
And Hipwood groin soreness, is that right?
Yeah, he should be right next week. He probably could have played today, but it's more like, well, if he plays, he could potentially get a little bit sorer. So give him a rest and make sure he's right for next week.
No other injury issues?
No. Thank you. Cheers, guys.